Bunyan, the lumberjack from Maine.
When Paul was born, it took 5 storks to carry him to his parents.
By the time he was 1 month old, he weighed 50 pounds.
Howdy, folks. I'm Paul Bunyan.
And I'm his sister, Pauline.
Wait, that can't be Paul. He's too small.
You must be thinking about my cousin, Tall Paul Bunyan.
This is small Paul Bunyan.
Oh, that makes sense. We all can't be giants.
So why couldn't Tall Paul make it?
We tried to bring him here, but he couldn't fit in the door.
In fact, if he were here, he'd be breaking the ceiling with his big head.
What about Babe, the blue ox? Will we see him?
Heck no! Babe is even bigger than Paul. He'd never fit in here.
Tall Paul sent me to sort of speak for him. He's a mite too humble to brag on himself, so he sent me here to do it for him.
Well, that's mighty nice of him.
Let me start by telling you how he became so big.
His parents needed 10 cows to supply milk for his meals. Every day he ate 50 eggs and 10 sacks of potatoes.
They must have had one heck of a food bill.
Once, Paul rolled over so much in his sleep that he caused an earthquake.
An earthquake? What did the neighbors think of that?
Well, the people in the town got real mad. Then the government made them move somewhere else.
They took him to the woods, and this is where he grew up.
As a boy, Paul helped his father cut down trees. Paul had the strength of many men.
And he was really fast. He could turn off a light and then jump into his bed before the room got dark.
Now that's fast.
So it snows a lot in Maine. The snow covered Paul's home and the nearby forest.
But the snow was kind of strange.
It was blue.
Now, wait a minute. Blue snow? There is no such thing as blue snow.
As true blue as I'm standing here.
The snow kept snowing until the forest was covered. Paul put on his snowshoes and went out to see the blue snow.
That's when he found an animal stuck in the snow.
It was a baby ox. Just the cutest little baby ox you ever could see.
Paul took the ox home and put it near the fireplace.
When the ox got warmer, his hair turned blue.
Now, just wait a minute. A blue ox? There is no such thing as blue ox.
As true blue as I'm standing here.
He named the ox Babe, and Babe grew up fast.
One night, Paul left him in a barn with the other animals. The next morning, the barn was gone, and so was Babe.
He searched up and down for Babe.
He finally found him eating grass in a valley with the barn still on top of his back.
Wait a minute. How could he have a barn on his back? Are you guys stretching the truth here?
We never stretch the truth. It wouldn't be right.
If you don't believe us, we have a picture of the barn on his back.
Well, I'll be. There's a giant blue ox.
And there it is, right on his back. That old big barn.
But Babe is so big. The barn looks tiny in comparison.
Sorry, Paul. I guess you and Pauline were telling the truth.
In those days, the whole country was filled with thick green forests. Paul liked to get up in the morning and swing his mighty axe. With one stroke, he could clear cut 5 square miles of trees.
Paul taught Babe to help out with the work. One time, Paul had trouble removing trees along a road that was not straight.
He tied one end of the road to a tree stump, then he tied the other end to Babe. Babe dug his feet in the ground and pulled until the road was straight.
Wow, that must be one mighty strong ox.
He was the strongest.
Did Paul and his ox stay in Maine?
No, they had to move on looking for bigger work. If they stayed in Maine any longer, it would have ended up looking like the Sahara Desert.
One old logger said, "Go west, young man," and that's just what Paul and Babe did.
Along the way, they had lots of adventures. Paul had to dig out the Great Lakes so Babe would have enough drinking water.
Oh.
They finally settled down in Minnesota because Minnesota had a lot of trees.
Lots and lots of trees.
I think I saw the statue of Paul Bunyan and Babe in Minnesota once.
Yeah, it was in Bemidji, Minnesota, right in the middle of the state.
So, is that what Paul and Babe, is that what they look like?
Sort of. Only they were a lot bigger in real life.
If the statues were true to life, they'd be bigger than the Empire State Building.
Anyway, they got to Minnesota and started cutting trees. Paul decided to hire more lumberjacks than 6 feet tall and weighed more than 250 pounds.
And they were all named Elmer.
That way, they all came running whenever Paul yelled, "Elmer!"
They had a cook named Sourdough Sally. And here she is.
She made everything from sourdough.
Sourdough bread, sourdough cookies,
Sourdough hotcakes, sourdough spaghetti.
Sourdough everything.
Every Sunday, Paul and his crew ate hotcakes, which I made for them. The hotcakes were so large, it took 5 men to just eat one of them. Paul usually ate 10 or more hotcakes, depending on how hungry he was.
And he was usually plenty hungry.
The table was where the men sat at was so long that I usually rode my horse down to one end and I stayed the night, and then the next morning I could ride my horse back with some fresh food.
Sally also was the camp bookkeeper.
I kept the records of everything, including wages and the cost of feeding Babe.
And believe me, Babe ate a lot.
I usually used about 10 gallons of ink a day to keep all the records just right.
Now, wait a minute. 10 gallons of ink. Now, Sally, are you exaggerating?
That's as sure as it can be true. Why, on some paydays, I used 20 gallons of ink.
Is that a dog barking? Sure sounds like one.
Let me go check this out.
Bye, Sally.
I suppose this is another gigantic animal for Paul. Right, if you have a giant blue ox, why not a giant blue dog?
Sorry, but you're wrong. This dog isn't giant, and he isn't blue.
But he is reversible. And his name is Sport.
One of the workers accidentally cut Sport in two. The man hurried to put the dog back together, but he made a little mistake.
He bent the animal's back the wrong way. However, that was not a problem for Sport. He learned to run on his front legs until he was tired.
Then he turned the other way and ran on his back legs.
Well, that's impossible. There's no such thing as a reversible dog.
But it's as true can be.
We'd never make up a story.
Well, here he is now. Well, this time we'd like to see it for real. And looky here.
There he is.
Yep, that's him, all right.
That's Sport running on his front legs.
And that's Sport running the other way on his hind legs.
Well, I'll be darned. It's true, a reversible dog.
Ouch! Ouch! That stings!
What's the matter? What's happening?
Uh-oh, the mosquitoes are back. Ow, ow.
We have mosquitoes here?
Just one, and I got it.
Mosquitoes were a big problem at the camp. At first, the men attacked the insects with axes and shotguns, but nothing seemed to work.
Then Paul ordered them to get big bees to destroy the mosquitoes.
Just listen to those bees. They're going wild.
But the bees married the mosquitoes, and the problem only got worse. They began to produce killer insects called bumble mosquitoes. Things were looking mighty bad.
But Paul Bunyan had the answer. He built the world's largest fly swatter and smacked all those bumble-skeetos dead and gone.
Bumble-skeetos? Never heard of them. Are you making this up?
As true can be.
We never make anything up.
Okay, you say so.
Scout's honor.
Well, when winter came, Babe had trouble finding enough food to eat.
Snow covered everything. So Paul bought green sunglasses for Babe. When Babe wore the sunglasses, he thought the snow was grass. Before long, Babe was strong and healthy again.
Well, that just makes sense.
Just like the reversible dog makes sense.
One year, Paul's camp was especially cold, and so all the workers grew long beards to keep warm. When they spoke, their words froze in the air.
Everything they said remained frozen all winter long and did not melt until spring.
So did Paul and Babe, did they stay in Minnesota?
Good question, Betty. Did they travel anyplace else?
Well, have you heard of Puget Sound in the state of Washington?
I sure have.
It used to be a mountain, but Paul decided to dig it up and let it in the ocean.
Well, what happened to all the dirt?
That's how the Cascade Mountains came about. It was from digging up Puget Sound.
Then they did the same thing to dig up the San Francisco Bay, and they took all the dirt and rocks from there and made Yosemite National Park.
Oh. Well, that Paul sure was a busy man. And what happened to Babe the Blue Ox?
It's a sad story. They say he died in South Dakota from eating too many hot cakes. Paul buried his old friend there.
Today, his burial place is known as the Black Hills of Dakota.
What happened to Paul Bunyan?
There's a lot of stories.
Some people say he was last seen in Alaska or even the Arctic Circle.
Other people say he moved back to Maine or Minnesota and finally died.
But we know better, don't we, Pauline?
That's right. We know better.
So where is he? Where is Paul Bunyan right now?
He lives in the heart of everyone who tells this story.
He lives in you, and he lives in me, and he lives in everyone who hears this tale.
And that's why Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox will never die. As long as they live in each of us, Sport says.
Ah.
So now you've heard the story of Paul Bunyan. Hope you liked it. And if you might have heard the true stretch now and then, it was all in fun.
And that's what tall tales are all about.